My dad died in 2001. It was obviously a difficult time for me and my mother. And what I've done is put together a list of 21 things that really would have been a big help for me to understand and my mom to understand um, what we need to do after my dad's passing. My name is Jeremy Finger, certified financial professional and investment management analyst with Riverbend Wealth Management. Number one, notify friends and family. Probably goes without saying, but yes, let your friends and family know what happened and ask them to notify other friends and family to get the word out. Number two, determine who is going to lead the charge into settling this estate. Normally that's a surviving spouse, but in the event there is no surviving spouse, that might be an older child or loved one that's going to see this thing through. You can check the will to determine who that may be. It won't be easy. There's going to be a lot of questions from other friends and family about what to do and how to do it, which leads us to number three, communicate. You need to be open and honest and clear, and most importantly, firm. You're going to be pulled in a lot of different directions. They may say, oh, my dad said I can have this, or my mom said I could have that. Be firm, which leads us to number four, lock the house down. People may want to come over and take what's theirs. My mom said I could have this china set, or my dad said I can have these firearms. Don't do that. Lock the house down. Gather all relevant data and documents, like estate planning documents, financial planning documents. Gather them together. That's step four. Number five, contact their funeral home. This is going to be an incredibly important step here. The funeral director has been dealing with this. That's their profession. They deal with death all the time. They may be able to help you in getting your certified copies of death certificates. Okay, you need to have 15 to 25 death certificates. Why so many? Because almost every single institution is going to want an original copy of the death certificate. And if you're going to get them, go ahead and get them now, because going back and getting them can be a pain in the tail. Number six, contact your financial advisor, your CPA, and your attorney. These people, these professionals, are going to be crucial in helping you see this thing through properly. And they're going to be able to help you take care of many of these steps. And we're going to go over each one of those individually. Number seven, notify the local Social Security office of the deceased passing. If you're a surviving spouse, you need to take over with you a copy of your marriage certificate and an original copy of the death certificate. You'll need that to claim your spousal benefit. Now, doing it properly and thinking it through, really work with your financial advisor on Social Security optimization strategies. If you get any questions about that, see the link. You can certainly feel free to reach out to us. Number eight, notify other government organizations like the Veterans Administration. You may be entitled to pension or death benefits or both. And of course, you're going to need a copy of your original death certificates to process either. Number nine, if the deceased had a Medicare Advantage plan, contact that organization, or prescription drug plans like Medicare Part D. Now, you may say, well, don't I have to notify Medicare? Well, if you notify the Social Security Administration, they're automatically going to notify Medicare. But Medicare Advantage plans are a little bit different, and so is Part D coverage. And so you don't want to have the deceased being charged for some of these plans when they don't need to. Number 10, contact the deceased employer or their former employer to see what kind of benefits may be available. There could be paid time off, health savings accounts, 401k, pension, and or death benefits that might be able to be claimed for the spouse or the other beneficiaries. Number 11, contact insurance companies like homeowners, car, long-term care, and life insurance. Now, what we do is we keep track of all the different types of insurance companies, policy numbers, and contact information for our clients. Okay, so when we get a phone call from someone, a loved one who's a client of ours who passed away, we're able to give them a precise list of all the different contact numbers. And that's why, and we kind of try to keep this in digital format, so it's very easy for us to update and also share when needed. Number 12, make a list of all debts and all bills. You can do that by looking at their credit card statement and their bank statement. Number 13, inventory all the assets as of date of death. Now, your CPA is going to want that information. Your attorney is probably going to want that information. And your financial advisor can be crucial in providing that information at the date of death. Like if they had stock accounts or investment accounts, they're going to look at what those values were at the date of death. Sometimes the estate attorney is going to want to file Form 706, which elects portability for estate tax purposes. What that means is that more estate can go to the next generation without estate taxes. Now, many estates aren't large enough to where they would be affected by estate taxes, but some are. And so the attorney might be able to take advantage of that. Another thing that the attorney can do is also use this 706 filing to use an alternative valuation. You can use date of death or 9 months later. And you may want to do that to determine what gives you the most tax benefits as a beneficiary or surviving spouse. So make sure that your CPA and your attorney and your financial advisor are coordinating information so they can be able to give you the best benefit on which way to file. Number 14, contact the credit card companies. Obviously, identity theft is a huge problem here in the United States today. And what do these thieves like to do? Open up credit cards in the name of the deceased. Contact all the credit card companies that your deceased person had. Give them copies of the death certificate and any other information they may need to close those accounts. Number 15, contact the 3 major credit organizations, TransUnion, Experian, and Equifax. Let them know of the death, send them a copy of the death certificate, and ask them to put a freeze on that person's credit report. So no one else can open up a credit account or a credit card based on the deceased. This also helps drastically reduce identity theft chances. Number 16, call the DMV, Department of Motor Vehicles, let them know of the death, and cancel their driver's license. This also helps reduce identity theft. Number 17, cancel memberships. That could be like Netflix, Hulu, gym memberships. And what you could do is look at the last 3 months of the bank statements and credit card statements to see which ones you might want to cancel. A lot of times, the banks and credit card statements will have not only the name of the institution, but the phone number to call as well. Number 18, close email and website accounts, especially ones that have credit cards like Amazon, PayPal, and eBay. This would also help reduce identity theft. Now, there are some social media accounts that you can notify to let them know of the death, but those social media accounts may be able to be active so that you can have an archive of your deceased life, really. And so a lot of times what people end up doing is review old photos and old social contact with that deceased ongoing, almost like a digital permanent memorandum. I had a friend of mine who passed away about 5 years ago. And I enjoy when it pops up on my memories and I can see some of the time we spent together. Number 19, work with your CPA to prepare the estate tax return. Number 20, if the deceased is over 73 years old and has a retirement account, like an IRA account, they're going to need to take withdrawals from that IRA account as their required minimum distribution in that year. Even if they died earlier that year, they're going to need to take that money out. And failure to do so could lead to a 50% penalty. be sure you talk to your financial advisor about that. Or if you got any questions, you can certainly feel free to reach out to us. Number 21, really consider working with an estate attorney to help you settle the estate. That little bit could go a long way, especially in this time of need, especially if that estate attorney, your CPA, and your financial advisor are all on the same page and working together. They could really coordinate their efforts to hopefully make your life a lot easier in this time of challenge. If you're watching this video because you lost a friend or a loved one, our condolences are with you. We are sorry, deeply sorry for your loss. Hopefully this video gave you a little bit more clarity to know what to do and how to go about doing it in this time of need. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us at the information provided. If you want to know what to do when a spouse passes away, take a look at this blog post. If you got any specific questions about your particular situation, certainly feel free to reach out to us at Riverbend. And our thoughts are with you in your time of need. Thank you.